So maybe you're just starting to learn to play lead guitar, or maybe you're searching for a lead guitar strategy that will help you to solo in any key up and down the fretboard, as well as help you learn cover solos easier and faster. Today I'm going to break down these 5-mode scale patterns, show you a simple strategy to memorize them in any key, and most importantly explain why these 5 modes are all you need. So let's get into it. First thing we need to do is focus on the 5 notes of the major pentatonic scale in the first position. Let's start with our second finger on the 3rd fret of the top E string and play the G major pentatonic scale. Here is what that looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then back to 1. The notes are G, A, B, D, E, and then back to G. So in any major pentatonic scale, there are 5 positions or scale patterns, which we will talk more about as we break down each of the 5 mode scale patterns. So now I want you to play those same 5 notes, but this time play them all only on the top E string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back to 1. Once again, notice the pattern starting with the 5 notes of the major pentatonic scale. Later, you can apply this same formula to any key and use these patterns on the guitar. Take a look at this chart that I put together and feel free to take a screenshot of it for future reference. Notice that the mode scale patterns are on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, and 6th notes of the major scale. One is the G Ionian mode in 1st position of the G major pentatonic scale. 2 is the A Dorian mode in 2nd position of the G major pentatonic scale. 3 is the B Phrygian mode in 3rd position of the G major pentatonic scale. 5 is the D Mixolydian mode in 4th position of the G major pentatonic scale. 6 is the Aeolian mode in 5th position of the G major pentatonic scale. So staying in the key of G major, let's break down each of the 5 mode scale patterns. Let's start again with our second finger on the 3rd fret of the top E string. Now we are going to play the G Ionian mode scale pattern, which is your G major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and back to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and back to 1. So just like the song in the classic movie Sound of Music, this is your major scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So G is your 1, so we are playing from G to G. So that scale pattern looks and sounds like this. Now let's go to our second mode scale pattern, which will be the A Dorian mode. Starting with our first finger on the top string A note, it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. A is your 2, so we're playing from A to A. So that whole scale pattern looks and sounds like this. Now let's go to our third mode scale pattern, which will be the B Phrygian mode, starting with our first finger on the top string B note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So B is your 3, so we are playing from B to B. So that full scale pattern looks and sounds like this. Now on to our fourth mode scale pattern, which will be the D Mixolydian mode, starting with our second finger on the top string D note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So the D is your fifth note of the G major scale. So we are playing from D to D. That full scale pattern looks and sounds like this. Now for our fifth mode scale pattern, which will be the E Aeolian mode. Starting with our first finger on the top string E note, it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So E is your sixth note of the G major scale. So the Aeolian mode can also be called your relative minor or natural minor scale. So we are playing from E to E. So that scale pattern looks and sounds like this. As a side note, let's look at our chart again. Only this time we are looking at the first 5 keys in the order of the circle of fifths. You could also look at these as the caged keys. Remember that in any key, the 1 is the major key and the 6 is the relative minor key. As you can see, it's all the same notes. Next thing is to remember that with each of the 5 mode scale patterns, there are also the pentatonic positions within each mode. Here's an example using our G major once again. This is the G Ionian mode with all 7 notes. Now here is the G major pentatonic scale in first position. Notice the diagram above. If you play all the notes, you are playing the mode scale. If you skip the notes with the white circles, then you are playing just the pentatonic scale. This is the A Dorian mode. Here is the G major pentatonic scale in second position. This is the B Phrygian mode. Here is the G major pentatonic scale in third position. Once again, this is the D Mixolydian mode. Here is the G major pentatonic scale in fourth position. And once again, this is the E Aeolian mode. And last but not least, here is the E minor pentatonic scale, or we can call it the G major pentatonic scale in fifth position. This is from the 12th fret, but notice we can also start on the open E and play the scale an octave lower. This scale is usually the first scale that any guitar player learns. It is used by so many amazing players in blues, rock, country, and all kinds of music. So at the beginning of the video, I said that these 5 mode scale patterns are really all you need. And that is very true, but there is one last scale that I have to include that goes with the minor pentatonic scale, and that is the pentatonic blues scale. This scale uses all 5 notes of the minor pentatonic scale and then adds one additional note that really gives it something special. We can call it the blues note or the flat 5 note. I challenge you to listen to any of your favorite guitar players and see if you can hear them using this scale. Here is the G pentatonic blues scale. Do you hear the additional note? This is it right here. Here is the A pentatonic blues scale. Once again, this is the blues note or flat 5 note. The reason it is the flat 5 is because if you were playing this as a 7-note scale, which would be the Aeolian scale, this note would be a half step down from the 5th note of the scale. Check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're a half step down to this note right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're a half a step down. And just like the other pentatonic positions, you can add this blues note in each one. Now this is where it really gets fun, because once you know the formula for all 5 mode patterns in each pentatonic position, and you can apply these patterns to any key, you will find that you have more choices and options when trying to create your own solos or improvise to a song or backing track, as well as having the ability to learn cover solos easier and faster. And don't forget about adding that blues note when you're playing in your pentatonic positions, or whenever and wherever it works for you. I really hope you will take the time to learn these patterns and start applying them to your lead guitar playing. These scale patterns will take you a long way, and the sky is the limit for what you can do. I have another video that features the mobile scales app that I have been using throughout this video. It goes hand in hand with everything we've learned today, and I really believe it will help you. So click the video on your screen or the one I'll link below. Keep rocking, and I'll see you in the next video.